Look around you, at the men in traffic, at the men in offices, behind checkout counters, glued to their screens at 2 a.m. Most of them aren't living, they're surviving. They wake up tired. They grind through work they hate. They swallow anger they don't understand. They anesthetize the ache inside with distractions. And if you could hear their thoughts, you'd realize something brutal. They know this isn't the life they wanted. They just don't know how to escape it. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly why. Why so many men are trapped. Why so many dreams rot inside quiet skulls. And the emotional trick that if you don't learn it, guarantees you'll fail too. First, let's shatter a lie you were taught from the beginning. Life isn't a logical game. It's an emotional one. Most men are taught to grind, to be rational, to suppress feelings and push forward with robotic discipline. Work hard, follow the rules, be nice, wait your turn. Then success and happiness will magically arrive. But life isn't a math test. It isn't a vending machine where you insert effort and get fulfillment. Life is emotional warfare. It's passion that wins. It's intuition that survives. It's fire that builds. And the men who don't understand this, they lose, no matter how smart or hardworking they are. Here's what they never taught you. Your emotions are not your weakness. They're your survival system. Your anger shows you where your boundaries have been violated. Your fear shows you where you need to grow. Your sadness shows you what you truly care about. Your love shows you what you must protect. Emotions aren't random glitches. They're your inner compass. But if you suppress them, you go blind. You wander through life making decisions that make no sense. You stay in dead relationships. You chase careers you hate. You drown yourself in distractions because real life feels unbearable. And the worst part? You don't even realize you're doing it. You call it being logical, but it's not logic. It's slow suicide. Most men were programmed to believe emotions are weakness. Anger? Dangerous. Sadness? Shameful. Fear? Embarrassing. Love? A liability. So they bury it all. They build walls so high even they can't hear themselves inside. And then they wonder why they feel hollow, why they can't find drive, why life feels like endless gray monotony. It's not bad luck. It's not someone else's fault. It's the price of emotional illiteracy. Here's the real killer. If you don't master your emotions, someone else will. If you don't harness your anger, they'll channel it into outrage that sells headlines. If you don't understand your fear, they'll use it to sell you false safety. If you don't claim your sadness, they'll drug it into submission. If you don't direct your love, they'll manipulate it for agendas you don't even believe in. A man who cannot master his emotions is a man who will be used until he breaks. Simple as that. The men who win, they aren't the coldest. They aren't the numbest. They're the most emotionally fluent. They can feel rage boiling in their chest and aim it like a weapon. They can feel fear gnawing at their guts and walk into the storm anyway. They can feel heartbreak split them open and use it as fuel to build something indestructible. They don't suppress emotion. They ride it. They shape it. They command it. That's the emotional trick almost no one talks about. Not killing your emotions, mastering them. You can see the difference immediately. The man who suppresses anger becomes bitter and passive. The man who masters anger becomes fearless in protecting what matters. The man who drowns in fear shrinks until life devours him. The man who moves through fear becomes unstoppable. The man who denies sadness goes numb and sabotages everything good. The man who owns sadness builds deeper, stronger connections. The man who buries love ends up empty. The man who guards and channels love becomes a force of nature. You weren't designed to be neutral. You weren't meant to be numb. You were built to feel it all, and then move with precision and power. And here's why this matters more today than ever before. The world profits off your emotional ignorance. They sell you fake dopamine hits because they know you're numb. They manipulate your fear with headlines because they know you're blind to it. They distract you with meaningless validation because they know you're starving for connection. If you don't wake up to this now, you'll drift from job to job, woman to woman, addiction to addiction, regret to regret, until one day you realize you lived a whole life without ever living at all. The cost of emotional ignorance is everything you ever wanted. You want to beat the odds? You want to be in the 10% that actually live? Here's what you have to do. You have to stop treating your emotions like enemies. You have to stop numbing yourself to get through the day. You have to start feeling again, fiercely, fearlessly, fully. Feel your anger. Feel your fear, feel your sadness, feel your love, and then learn to move through it like a general commands an army. Because when you do that, you don't just survive anymore. You lead, you create, you dominate, you rise. You don't need to become more logical. You need to become more alive. The world doesn't belong to the most obedient man. It belongs to the man who feels fully and acts deliberately. If you're tired of feeling hollow, if you're tired of wondering why you're stuck, if you're tired of living half a life, it's time to stop grinding yourself into the ground. It's time to stop playing someone else's game. It's time to master your own emotions, or be mastered. Because the truth is brutal and simple. You either control your emotions, or they control you. You either build your life, or you get used by others to build theirs. There is no third option. Subscribe if you're done drifting. Like this, if you're ready to own your emotions instead of being owned. Share this with a brother who needs to wake the hell up before it's too late. You were never weak. You were never broken. You were simply taught the wrong game. Now you know the real one. It's time to feel everything and win.